Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
Echoes, the final frontier.
Brian Bushway has always had a very keen sense of vision. He has been able to see his surroundings, even though he has been totally blind since age 14.
So in about 6 months, I went from being fully functional with vision to now having no light perception. It threw me into an identity crisis at age 14, 15. For many years, I had to really figure this out. Who was I? Who did I want to become? And how did the fact that I no longer could image with patterns of light, I had no idea how that would radically change my life and actually in the best way possible. I first picked up the white cane and around my school, and I started noticing that I could hear things like pillars, open space pillars. But it was more than just hearing. I was actually imaging with sound, and the technique is called echolocation. Sound reflects off of objects, and the human brain can interpret them. People who use echolocation can live in a world of fuzzy geometry. It's really the art of perceiving into the third dimension, meaning field of depth. That's what gives richness to the world and gives a sense of space.
With that knowledge, Brian, along with his partner, started Acoustic Athletics, a performance development company that offers a new cognitive, sensory, and perceptual augmentation program for elite athletes, both sighted and non-sighted.
Acoustic Athletics is our company, our business, and that's where we provide this type of training in perceptual development, but it's specifically geared for professional athletes.
Brandon Shin is a world-class athlete in boxing and fencing, and knows firsthand the value of Brian's technique.
I was diagnosed with optical nerve atrophy. I do have some light perception, but I basically do not have any usable or functional vision. I'm not always known to be the one who follows convention, so I think that's probably why maybe learning Brian's technique, echolocation training it was something that I was attracted to, was because it fell out of the normal circle of conventional or traditional orientation and mobility training that is really taught within the blind community.
Now my hand is far away, and I'm going to bring it in closer. I'm going to make a constant sound, and you're going to hear the sound change. Right.
Echolocation really did help me to gave me a little bit of an extra ace up my sleeve by learning how to independently perceive, map, and get a sort of a perceptual acoustical mold of my opponents. So yeah, I do believe that the sensory training that I did receive from Brian, it did really help me kind of be a little bit more open-minded as to understanding that perspective is really something that is a very effective tool, one that nowadays is a skill set that is pretty much not really taught to individuals.
Brian, if you wanted to find a store or a specific object, how would you go about doing that?
Well, you can clap your hand, you could make a tongue click, you could give a cane tap, and you're going to be listening for the hollow sound of the alcove. And entrances of stores usually have that sound signature. And so you can recognize just one hand clap. Okay, that's where a building is, and it seems to be a little bit more on the right side of the building. I heard a little deeper space.
Hiking on the Wild Cherry Trail, or something close to that. But it's a beautiful spot, and if you notice here with the echo, you can really hear the valley.
Anybody can learn this technique. Anyone who has the motivation and the perseverance can learn it. I've taught plenty of sighted individuals to do this. The visually impaired people have an advantage in one sense because they're already more cued into the world of sound. It's going to help professional athletes break out of their plateaus because they're going to be doing things that they never thought they can do before.
The best performers and athletes integrate all of their senses together.
What is the greatest impact your vision loss has had on you?
I live with the same confidence whether the lights are on or off. Most people can't say that.